Hello, people of the internet. I'm LastOkaya, and today I'm going to come at you with my April 1st, 2015 Batteryman deck profile. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way right now. This is not an April Fool's joke, unlike some of the other assholes. Alright? This is my sincere deck build through some of the testing that I've done, and through cards that I think are just good against the meta right now. And because I want this deck to be because since it's my only deck right now, besides my Exodia Quasar combo deck, which once I get that done there will be a deck profile up, don't worry, it rarely ever changes. But anyway, it's deck profile time. Nothing really changed in terms of my Batteryman lineup. There's still 3 microcell. He's one of the main ways you can get to, this guy, 3 9-volt. 9-volt is Stratos for the deck. And, at the end phase he commits suicide, which you don't care about because there are ways to recycle throughout your graveyard. Probably the best monster in the deck is 3 Charger. Whenever he's normal summoned, you can special summon a Batteryman from the deck except himself. And people forget this all the time. He needs 300 attack and defense for every Thunder on the field. So you summon him, and then you go 9-volt fuel cell. He's 27 right there. That's a lot. And if you have the second fuel cell in your hand, he's at 3,000. Which, sure, he's vulnerable to Ragnar Zero then. But it's like, I'm on DN and Dev Pro testing. Now, Dev Pro automatically switches the attack points, but I'll attack with a 3,000 Charger, they only take 18, and you're like, what are you doing? You know he gains 300. And they don't play around honest at all, which is just hysterical. So here's another boss monster in the deck, 3 Batteryman fuel cell. So he's just like Fall Troll in that you can only summon him when you have 2 or more batteries. But my favorite part of him is you contribute a Batteryman except himself to launch a card in your opponent's field to your hand. But what you can do if you have 2 fuel cells on the field, you can launch one of the fuel cells to the other one's effect. So if you have a field full of stuff and you need to get rid of something, so you can just say fuel cell launch, industrial comes down. So fuel cell is one of the main ways you can OTK, and it is removable if you need it to be. But what better removal than, Big Daddy to Industrial Strength. So you can only summon him by banishing 2 batteries that are already in your graveyard. And by banishing a Thunder that's in the grave, you can pop a monster and a back row. So most of the time, if they have, a Dante and a face down, you really don't want to pop Dante, but you have to if you're going for your OTK. So you can just summon him, pop, go for it. And if they fire like you, then they fire like you, and you're sad. Too Honest, I still feel like Honest is the best card in the deck ever. You can recycle it with Call of the Haunted, you can do a bunch of fun stuff with it. I think Honest is good this format. I think people should play him. One of my tech cards in the deck, I'm playing main deck Thunder King. This card is awesome. If you summon this turn 1 against Necros and you set like 3 back row, not only you can stop Mirror, you can stop Kaleidoscope, you can stop, but they can't add. They have to get over this. I mean, I can't think of anything that they can summon. I mean, they can't search off of Manju Sandra, they can't search off of their Necros effect. They want a 1-for-1 with a Regeki or a Book of Eclipse to put it face down. Fine, it's a 1-for-1. And odds are I'm gonna get him, so. And then I'm playing 2 Zaborg the Thunder Monarch. For those of you who don't know what this guy does, he is a level 5 light. He has 2,400 attack, 1,000 defense. He is Thunder, so you can banish him off of Industrial, and that's why his name is the Thunder Monarch, so of course he'd be Thunder. But whenever he's tribute summoned, you can target a monster, destroy it. Arguably, he's in here just because I don't have Caius's. If I had Caius, I would rather play Caius, but he is removable on a stick if you need him to, because you can just summon, pop their monster, get in for 24. And if you have Charger, well then he adds to that. So that does it for your monster base here. I forgot how many monsters were in the deck. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 17. You're running 19 monsters. Last time I was playing 22, so I did trim down on the monster base. You're still an OTK deck, just you play more traps in your deck now to react to Necros and stuff. So I'm still playing 3 Stormforth because you can still OTK on turn 1 with this card. It doesn't target, so Beals and whatever not, go fuck yourselves. So yeah, this card is just good. Can't search someone from your extra deck. Okay, you never go into the extra deck unless you have to. And I took out the 100 ends so I can make room for my tech cards. So now that there's no Hunter engine, you can't really play the rank 4s anymore. You can still make them, of course. It's not as easy. Now 3 MST, I think MST is the best card in the format right now. I don't care what people say. This card is way too good. I mean, odds are people didn't play it, and Twisters and Dust Tornadoes and whatnot would take its place. 2 Dark Hole and Book of Moon gets around the Gin Lock, and this just kills stuff. And if you have Call of the Hans and whatnot, you're fine with killing your own board. It's better if you make your opponent minus traps. You're still on 3 Call of the Haunted. I love this card. 9 volt plus this is essentially an OTK. I can get to some combos in the deck in just a little bit. Instead of playing 1 Mirror Force, I'm now on 2 Mirror Force. I would play 3, but I feel like 2 is just good enough right now because, you know, you always want to stop your opponent's plays no matter what. So if they're going for game and you just Mirror Force them and they can't stop this, you know you're going to get like a 3 for 1 or, you know, a 2 for 1. It may be a 1 for 1 sometimes, but you have to accept that, but you might want to save the Mirror Force until you can get, you know, a plus out of it. 2 Judgment of Thunder. I love this card. It is, whenever you summon a Thunder, you can only activate this when you summon a Thunder. So, it pops a card on the field. Or it pops a card your opponent controls. I'm sorry, I don't feel good today. Anyway. So, no matter what you summon, if it's anything in the deck except Honest, which, if you're summoning an Honest, you really are screwing up. Unless it's Call of the Haunted, and you put it back in your hand, in that case you can go for game. But, you know, just removal is good, this format. Removal has been better than it ever has been. 2 copies of D-Priz, you know, I still think this card is good. You know, just, you attack me, go away. Compulse, Solemn, Bottom, that's how I want to explain myself here. So that does it for the main deck. I want to say a couple of things before I move on to my extra deck. You will probably never go into your extra deck. The only way you can really make stuff in the extra deck is 9 volt and Honest, and even then, you're still an OTK deck. You want to just kill your opponent as early as you humanly can. But just in case you need to make some extra deck, here we go. Rhapsody, Cowboy, Maelstrom, Double Paladynamo. This is when I had the Hunter engine. I'm probably going to cut this down to 1 so I have room for a Dark Rebellion. Black Ship, Ragna Zero, my rank 6, or I have an Omega as well. Bouncer, and there are you can play the 100 version of the deck, which I used to, but I feel like this version's actually better, the trap heavy version, so I feel like this version would be a little better. And then there is a Stardust and a Scrap Dragon. I'm just gonna really put these in my trade binder because honestly I don't want these anymore. And even then I only played 1 Violent Prism in the deck, so I might actually just build a 100 deck and just play Hunters for now, but I feel like Batteryman is better. And once again, because I'm poor and I can't afford staples, there is no side deck. However, the updates I would want to make to the side deck are Mind Crush, because that card is too fucking good. I'll probably have a card discussion, or make a series out of that or something. But I feel like Mind Crush is awesome, because every deck in the format can search, you know. This deck searches a dick load. You get hit by Mind Crush, you basically lose. Honestly. You know, some new archives are coming out, the Aromas or whatnot, they search a little bit. So, meh. Anyway, guys, that was the Batteryman deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments section below. I'm Last of Gaia, and I'm out of here.